Hey guys, it's Holly. I am actually on vacation right now. When I got here, I actually stopped at this little thrift store and I found the coolest thing. It's this old school, old camcorder. So that's what I'm using to film. I figured I could actually just use that to, record some of my little adventures down here. Anyway, my brother and my dad are coming to visit. So I'm going to just kind of record a little bit of our interactions. My dad hates when I just randomly put the camera in his face. So that's going to be a fun little surprise for him. My brother, when I got to the thrift store, I sent him some pictures of this one and the other one I was looking at. So he already knows I got it. He's definitely always up to torture my dad. All right, so I think my brother's going to be here any minute. Hi,
Hey.
nice to see you.
How
Dad's
are you?
on his
How are you?
way. Do you like my new camera?
It's all right. I thought the other one was gonna be nicer. It's all right.
Fine.
What
Well,
are you?
come in.
What are you wearing?
Oh, I spilled coffee on my shirt, so I just grabbed something from Nick's pile.
Yeah.
Anyway, welcome.
Okay.
My dad's here. Let me go get him now. Hey, Kane's
Hey.
already here.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Fucker. He beat me to the punch.
What do you think of my new camera? I know you hate when I record, but
It's actually kind of cool. I like it.
yeah. So,
Oh,
what
by
are
the
you
way,
holding?
yeah, some random dude gave this to me and told me to give it to Holly.
Who?
Don't know who.
Oh.
Didn't ask. He just said, "Give this to Holly. She's expecting it." That's all. That's all he said.
But nobody knows we're here.
Yeah. Well, somebody apparently does.
Great.
So, yeah.
All right, come on. He said, give it to Holly.
He said, "Give it to Holly." He said she was expecting it.
Not expecting anything. You didn't tell anyone we were here, right?
I did not know.
I didn't tell anybody but you guys that we were here. When's the last time you've seen burlap?
I don't know. Maybe the Friday the 13th movies.
Wasn't he wearing it in the second one, like a burlap mask?
Yeah, I think it was over his head.
That's comforting. Oh my god, okay.
Oh. Ew. Okay.
Ever seen anything like this?
Never. I don't know why you're touching that.
Okay. We're just gonna put that bad boy over there.
Yeah.
I don't think that I want to open the box. You remember the last time I got a box?
Yeah.
The
A little surprise.
little bloody heart for Valentine's Day?
Well, hopefully it's not that this time. God willing. God, are these bones?
Hello, recording.
Sorry.
God, what's that smell?
Smells like burnt leather.
Or flesh.
Okay.
What are you into?
Not this. Look at this.
Ah,
Oh, shit.
that
Look,
looks familiar.
a little friend over here.
Oh.
Okay, yeah, you
Yeah.
know what? I think I'm good.
I think you should put it back in the box. Oh.
Yep. Okay, we're
Yeah,
good.
definitely.
Let's take this to the dumpster. I don't know what happened. I don't know what that book brought here. Everybody is dead. Look, I don't know if I'm going to get out of here alive. I'm just recording in case somebody happens to find this. They're coming for me now. All right. Wish me luck. Hey guys, it's Holly. Welcome back to the channel. I'm here with Jay. He's my sponsor for today. He is the owner of the company, The Nightmare Factory. He is who I'm collaborating with on this project. He is the one who actually made the Necronomicon and the Kandarian dagger that are seen in the skit right before this. You want to tell me a little bit about your thing? What do you do?
Yeah. So what we do is we do 3D printing, and we also do props for, you know, Comic-Con, MegaCon, all that stuff. We've been doing this for a couple of years now. We do 3D prints, and you know, we try to sell them out.
You also do like little like statues, right? You
Yeah.
sent me a couple pictures of those.
Yeah, we
They
do
were-
3D statues, superheroes, villains. We do custom made pieces.
All right, well, I'm going to insert the link to Jay's Instagram somewhere here, so that way you guys can go see if there's anything you'd be interested in. Also, the Necronomicon and the dagger are for sale.
They absolutely are for sale.
Like this exact one.
This particular one is for sale. I also am in the process of making another one, probably from the Evil Dead Rise franchise. That's in the works.
All right, great. So, since we are talking about Evil Dead today, let me ask you a question. Does the original hold up, in your opinion?
In my opinion, today, I say no, it doesn't hold up anymore.
Well, why not? Why do you think it doesn't hold up?
Well, just to be honest, when I watched this movie the first time, I was as a little boy, I was scared witless. It scared the sin out of me. Years later, when the Evil Dead came out, the remake came out, my youngest daughter and I went to see it, and I told her, you should watch the original because it's really creepy. And when we watched it, she looked at me like I had three heads, and she says, this is not scary at all. Sitting back on it and looking at it, it wasn't scary at all.
It's like that like retrospective type of moment where it's
Right.
like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was scary for the time, but then you kind of sit back and you look at the new, you know, the CGIs, you know, 3D effects, you look at all that stuff, and then you look at the movie, the original movie, and it doesn't give you that horror factor anymore. It almost just looks comedic.
And in regards to that, the first movie was not really comedic. We didn't get into the comedy aspect of Evil Dead, I feel, until the sequel remake.
Right.
Second
Well,
movie.
yeah. When I was doing some research on this movie, they talked about the first one was a straight out horror movie.
Yeah.
The second one was a horror comedy, and then the third one was just a flat out comedy,
Slapstick.
kind of like an action adventure comedy type of deal. But again, looking back, you know, 30 years now, maybe a little more,
I would say more.
you know, back on it, and it just, in my opinion, it doesn't hold up. And I did watch it not too long ago and realize, wow, like there's sections in the movie where the sister's trying to bang herself in, break through the door, and you see her hands go and grab Ash, and then she's pulling her hands out, and you see the latex ripping, and you see her actual fingertips. There's a scene where the trees are attacking her and the vines are attacking her, and you literally see the fish filament or the fish lines.
I
You know,
mean, this movie didn't have the type of budget that you would see today. What was it?
absolutely.
300,000?
The budget for this movie was 300, and they say between 340, correction, 320 to 340 $1,000. Which, honestly, if you look at the movie, there was no. Where did you eat up that much budget?
Yeah.
That's a lot of money for a movie where you had a cabin with no furniture, no water, no heat.
So that actually that goes into what we had been discussing previously. So apparently the cast and the crew on this film went through the ringer. There was no running water. There was rusty nails that people in the crew were stepping on. There was no furniture. I believe, there was no heat. So wasn't it said that towards the end of filming they were burning furniture?
They were literally tearing up what little furniture they had in there to burn it for fuel, just to heat up. There was a lot. I'm sorry. There was a lot of behind the scenes that we generally, as the public, we don't ever really see. And honestly, I was mortified when I read some of these things.
I honestly am so surprised that Bruce Campbell came back for another part, considering some of the things that like Sam Raimi was doing. Like Bruce Campbell got injured and he's like, let me poke that to see if I can get a better reaction from you.
Well, when I was doing my research on that, I asked the same question. And my question was, what, are you insane? But it turns out that number one, Bruce Campbell did not get paid for the first movie. $0. And I asked why, and doing my research, I found out that he is actually a producer of the Evil Dead franchise, and he was the lead actor. So what they did was, instead of him getting paid, they saved it so he can collect on the franchise versus getting paid per movie like most actors do.
So he just had a stake in it.
He had a big stake in it, and he still does. He's still a producer for all of the franchise, the entire franchise, including the ones that are being made now.
I believe he is supposed to be in the next one.
That's what I hear.
It's rumored, but unfortunately, due to his current health issues, I'm not 100% sure. I mean, it would be so great to have him back. I personally did not love Evil Dead Rise. I think it was a little overhyped, so it would be so nice to have Ash back.
Right. But, well, the if you look at the common denominators between the first set of franchise, the first trilogy, was Bruce Campbell. He was the actor, the star of the trilogy. If you go forward and look at the recent versions of the movies, they have almost nothing in common other than a different version of the book and different version of the demons of the Deadites.
I do believe at one point it was the remake from 2013, I believe, was a remake. Now it is, they are in universe. So all the stories, I believe, are supposed to be happening, and then there is just a different Necronomicon for each story. So there's just several of those.
Right.
It is interesting. It adds a little bit more character and a little bit more lore. I do have to say, some of the books look way nicer than the other ones.
Yeah, I would agree.
Some are better. Even just throughout the pages, I think some are better than others. In regards to if the movie holds up. Sorry, we just had some technical difficulties with the weather today. It's a bit rainy, a bit breezy, and a bit sunny all at once.
Welcome to sunny Florida.
Exactly. So back to what we were saying, do I think the Evil Dead movie holds up? And no, I don't think so either. when you look back at certain other movies from that time period, like The Thing, the practical effects were amazing. I can watch that movie now and still, it still looks good to me. It's still, of course, certain things, now
look a little cheesy.
They do look a little cheesy, but I think that's actually where I lean more towards with The Evil Dead.
Right.
All of it looks pretty cheesy.
It is extremely cheesy.
90% of it. Some of it is like, okay. But it was an interesting idea. It was a really cool idea.
It was an amazing idea. And again, not shitting on the movie. The movie it's in the 80s.
Yeah.
So for what it was at the time, great movie. But it doesn't hold up to last the times. Now, not to say that Evil Dead doesn't have a cult following, because it absolutely does.
Oh, for sure.
And it's not to say that the movie itself was horrible. It's just, in my opinion, I guess in our opinion, it just doesn't hold up. Now,
I will say, I will question this. Do you think that it ended up spawning the type of franchise that it did because of the time period? If they made that now, if there had never been an Evil Dead and they made that now with just as cheesy, do you think it would be as popular?
Absolutely not.
No?
I think it would be considered what I call rated S movies, for stupid. And it would be on the list of the movies you don't ever want to watch on a channel you never hear of.
So I guess maybe we should just be happy that it was made when it was made and it received what it received, because we wouldn't have this huge franchise.
Right.
Because personally, Ash versus Evil Dead, the show, I love.
Amazing.
It's so good.
It was an amazing show. I loved it. I was
bummed when they canceled.
I was upset about it, and I was like, but like all good things, they do have to come to an end for whatever reasons. I think that it ended kind of on a cliffhanger.
It did, because this is when they started introducing the time travel element.
Yep.
I really did want to see where they were going to go with that.
Well,
I'm a little disappointed.
It ended in the future, so I mean, to me, that was just a little too far fetched for me. If I'm not mistaken, there was a scene where there was a half robot, half human, something or other.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like they could have made it work. Because honestly, who would have ever thought that the show would work at all?
And it was a comedy.
It was.
It was almost like a action adventure comedy type movie, which a series which worked.
And it's funny because it was still a pretty campy, cheesy type show, but they took all of that and just improved on it.
Well, they ran with it.
They did.
And the actors that were in the movie, the show, were just almost as funny.
They were really good supporting
characters. Delivered. Yeah, they delivered really well. So even when Campbell, came out of his face and said something, the Spanish guy, I can't remember his name, but he would come right back with something just as stupid.
Yeah. I also think that the improvement on the way the everybody looked, the demons and whatnot. I'm drawing a blank, so I'm gonna have to
yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while.
I think that for a show that was actually so comedic and cheesy, there was actually a couple of scenes where I was like, oh, that's actually kind of creepy looking. That's a little...
Well, the Deadites were a lot, in my opinion.
Oh my God. I don't know why. I kept thinking Cenobites in my head. Wrong franchise. Sorry.
The Deadites were, I think they were a lot creepier.
They were.
But then again, makeup, special effects, changing it all. Going right back to real quick, the makeup effects on the Evil Dead 1980s version, these poor actors had to wear their eyes, their scleras. It was a 15-minute wear time, and it took them 10 minutes to put it on. So from a lot of what I read, they basically said that they decided to forego taking them off, just so they can keep them on their eyes, so they wouldn't have to retakes do any more, and it
I heard
shoots
they were like pretty painful.
extremely painful from what I hear. But again, what we got from all of that misery is what we're talking about today. You know, the way it started out to what we have.
So I guess it may not hold up, but it was still worth it in the end, at least for Sam Raimi and for Bruce.
Absolutely. And to answer your question, if they were to make a new Evil Dead movie the same way, would it hold up? Absolutely not. We talked about that. But I don't think it would go the same way. It would be more of the Evil Dead remake.
That's also fair.
Which, with today's FX, I feel and believe that movie will hold up for a long, long time.
Oh, 100%.
Based on everything you see in the movie. It wasn't a redo per se, almost more like a reimagining of the movie.
I know, it's so hard to keep track of all of the different, like the terminology, like reboot, requel, reimagining,
right,
what have you. I will say though, whenever I do my month-long Halloween thing.
Oh, Halloween.
Oh yes, Halloween, where we pick a different movie every single night for the month of October. I have a huge list, so check back for that in October or, you know, September. I do frequently put the original Evil Dead and the 2013 one on the list, but I don't ever actually watch the original one anymore. I just always go straight to the 2013 one. I just think it's better.
I did watch that one. I want to say maybe about 3 nights ago, and I'm gonna be honest. I was like, wow, this is actually a really good movie, and it's 2013, so we're talking about
15 years ago.
15?
13.
13 years, and it's holding up just well. I really like the special effects on it. I love the story. It was a lot different than what the original was. Same idea, different story. Again, reimagining. But I loved it.
I feel like they made you kind of like you wanted to see the people survive. Like you really wanted to. There was more backstory, so you know you saw what the female character was going through, and you really wanted her to survive what was going on. Whereas comparatively, the original is just like, oh, okay.
It's just Bruce Campbell, which brings me to a point on a completely side note. When I watched the Evil Dead 1980s version just not too long ago, I came up with a theory. Now, it may not be an original theory, but I think that this was all in Bruce Campbell's head, on the character Ash's head. And I believe that he's the one that literally killed everybody in the house.
An interesting theory because, you know, it makes you kind of think like, is that actually what's happening? Did that actually happen? Or yeah, okay, I could run with that.
I you know, it kind of made me wonder because if you think about it, it was he lost in the movie. He lost his mind. He literally went batshit crazy in the movie.
I mean, wouldn't you?
Well, given everything that was happening, of course, but he lost his mind. So that kind of made me think: was he already crazy?
Just had that
and just had that little snap. So when they were driving in to the cabin, he goes, "Oh, you know, the car's perfectly fine. Everything is perfect. Blah blah blah." But then everything crazy starts to happen. I honestly think that it was all in his mind. There was a scene that kind of made me think about this. When I forget his name, his friend, the guy,
character number 3.
Yeah, the guy hears a screaming inside the room. He runs and goes into the room. Bruce Campbell stays sitting down. No reaction to him. No, I'm like, let me get up and help. No, what's going on? It was more of, he just stays sitting there.
It was just not the type of reaction that like a normal person would have.
Exactly. I mean, if I was in a cabin with friends and my friend's girlfriend was screaming, I would be getting up, considering in the movie He's sitting literally right next to the door, and his friend had to run to the door.
You know, honestly, if I was in a cabin and I heard someone screaming, I probably wouldn't run towards the screaming.
No, you run out the door.
I would run out the door because my self-preservation game is on point.
Well, after seeing all the deadites and everything that's happening, yeah, I don't think I would stay there anymore. Anyway, I would take my chances outside in the car and just I sleep in the car.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that is honestly though, it is a really interesting to think about idea to think about. So, you know, I want to know what everybody else thinks. Do you think that the movie plays out exactly as that, or do you think that it's in Ash's head? Let me know in the comments. But otherwise, unfortunately, yeah, no, it doesn't hold up that well. But you know what? Just because it doesn't hold up doesn't mean that it wasn't a worthwhile movie, because look at everything it has spawned. I personally don't think I would ever have worked with Sam Raimi again after that. I do believe that most of the crew ended up quitting before they were even done filming.
They were filming in subpar conditions. Apparently, 80% of the cast quit on the first break that they took.
I mean, that could also explain why the woman who plays his sister is completely different, I believe, in the second movie. Or is there even a sister? I don't remember that.
No, it was his girlfriend in the second movie, right. And the group that came in later was the daughter of the professor from the original movie. I do like the way, on a side note, I do like the way they did an homage to the original Evil Dead. So they filmed it from the back side of the cabin, if you will, because if you remember back when Ash and them pulled up, they pulled up into the front of the cabin. Mm-hmm. So when the brother tells the sister, hey, one of the first tells the brother, hey, she's out back. She's sitting on what? On the car from the original movie.
Yeah.
So, they did a great homage to keeping the cabin and the idea. So I think that was great.
2013 one.
2013, yeah.
No, I was referring to Evil Dead 2.
Oh.
Weird, sequel remake that they did once they got more of a budget. It was different.
Once they did that movie, they looked at it as more like the first one didn't exist. Yeah. It was just, let's pick up here.
It's confusing between Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2, because it's almost like the same story, but they decided to redo it.
Reimagine it.
They reimagined it. Well, there you go. He all of a sudden reimagined a whole new scenario as well, because it makes no sense when you think about that versus the story of the first one. They got a budget, they decided to remake the first movie, but called it Evil Dead 2.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a sequel reimagining.
Well, I don't think they expected to make that much money.
Oh, 100%.
It was banned in Germany, England. It was banned in a lot of countries because of the gore. The scene with the vines and the actress.
That's understandable.
They thought it was too graphic. Sam Raimi was trying to get this sold and into the production houses, and nobody wanted it. Everybody was saying it was too much, so they tried to edit it. But if you edited the movie more, I think you would have cut everything out.
Yeah. Then you'd have pretty much nothing.
Then you have nothing. But they also made worldwide over $30 million for that movie. So from a $340,000 budget to
that much of
over $30 million budget, I would have made another one just because.
Yeah, but I think if you're going to make another one, kind of commit to an idea. I think it's either a sequel or it's a remake of your first, project.
Right.
But they kind of did both, and we were just kind of expected to figure it out. It was a little confusing.
I'm telling you, my theory, it was all in his mind. And then when they made the second one, he decided to kind of go that route. And if you think about it, he lost his damn mind that one too. And everybody died.
That's also true.
So I just think that he was just off his rocker.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. But anyway, I think we should wrap this up because back to the awesome Florida weather.
Yeah.
Is also starting to drizzle a little bit, and
Yep.
I would rather not ruin your hard work here.
Well, that and I don't want to get my hair wet.
Anyway, I'm Holly, and again, this is Jerry. Oh, my bad.
You just missed.
Jerry, Jay, whatever your name is, from the Nightmare Factory. Who, also, again, like, I just want to showcase this. This is just, come on. Isn't it funny how the Kandarian dagger is, like, from the research you did, it's, like, 35 inches long, apparently.
Incredibly long for a dagger.
Sword. It's a sword.
It is definitely a sword.
Yeah.
You can't even call it a short sword. It's just that's a short sword.
I don't know. It's a dagger in spirit.
Yeah, something like it.
Yeah. Well, here you go. All right, guys. I'll catch you in the next one.